Hi from Mountain Ridge Pottery. Okay, so this is 2 pounds of clay. I have wedged it up. It's called a ram's head wedge. You have the horns here, 2 eyes, and the mouth. Not like rolling dough out. This is wedging, going in one direction. And this is to loosen the clay up so it's more workable. So this is your clay before it's wedged. This is your clay after it's wedged. What I do is I put it into a ball, again, to make it more workable. Set it right in the middle of your wheel. Okay, so today I'm making a ramen bowl. Real simple to make. So I'm just going to add some water. The ramen bowls are wide at the top, so that it's like a soup bowl. Good for stir fries too. I've been told people have used them for ice cream. Okay, so right now I'm centering the clay. I'm pulling with my right hand towards my stomach, pushing with my left hand in towards my right hand, and coming down on the top with my thumb. Then I'm going to clean up the bottom to make sure that the bottom is centered along with the top, because you can have the top centered and the bottom off center. And you can see it better when you've stopped the wheel. Okay. Just got to clean it up. I always like to start with a clean ball of clay on my wheel. And then we're going to open the clay. So you press straight down. I use a sponge because the sponge is always moist and helps me work with clay better. You don't have to use a sponge, but I work with a sponge. Now I'm going to pull over the walls to the side to meet and pull up. Right there, my clay got a little caught on my fingers, but that's okay. Bring it in and get that centered again. All right, just going to apply more water. I'm pushing down with my index finger over to the right to form this wall. My sponge and my right hand is working to pull up and out. There we go. You want to keep the bottom of all your pieces compressed. It'll help. Compress, I mean by going back and forth on the bottom with a sponge or your hand. Sponges help keep things smoother though. And pressing down back and forth to compress that down onto the wood bat. So now I'm going to come out farther. I'm going to balloon out with my wall and then pull up, which helps grab the clay. I don't like to have my rims too thin, so I have to be careful of that. Watch how thin they're getting. That way when you bang them around in your kitchen, they don't chip that easy. And then I just form the walls inside, keeping my left hand on the outside to help support. You always want to support what you're throwing as much as you can so it doesn't become crazy. Throwing on the wheel is all about touch. It's hard to teach. I love teaching throwing on the wheel, but I remind my students it's all about their touch to the clay. And you know, when you come up, when you pull up, you want to loosen your grip as you pull up. Firm on the bottom, looser on the top. This is a metal rib that helps me get the form I want on the outside nice and straight. You don't always have to have a straight ramen bowl on the side, but I like that look. Sometimes I balloon it out a little bit more. But there you go. That's how I throw a ramen bowl. I'm going to clean the inside up a little bit. Oops. And then I'm going to take this piece of cloth, which I think it's called a shamus. God, I'm probably murdering that name. Anyway, my brain just had a delay. But this cleans up the outside really nice too, the rim. And there you have it. I dropped my tool down here. I'm going to grab how I make the foot on the bottom to have a little foot rounded on the bottom. I have this nice tool that I got from Old Forge Creations. You can find him on Instagram. He is in the UK, but he does ship to the United States. So this has 2 sizes. For the ramen bowl, I use the bigger size. So I'm just going to wet that. And then I'm going to come up under here, apply a little bit of pressure to make that foot on the bottom. Takes off a lot of clay, but then you can avoid trimming it later after it's leather hard. I don't trim anymore because of the dust particles. I won't trim my pots. What I do is I use a wet sponge and clean it up. So when you get really good at throwing in the wheel and you get all the form you want, and you can get a foot on the bottom if you want, you don't have to trim anymore and subject yourself to the particles of silica in the air, which is not good to breathe in. So anyway, I think you can see that little foot right there. That's my ramen bowl. It's about 4 inches high, maybe 5, 6 inches across. I will cut out little pieces here to set the chopsticks across, and there you have it. I could show you a finished one here after it's glazed. Pieces are cut out here. The foot, as you can see. Yeah, there you have it. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Oh, and Facebook too. Thanks.